Level 1. Recruit. Engagé. Volontaire. Castelnaudary. 4 months. You will remember this place for the rest of your life and never once think about it fondly. The farm, they call it. You wake up before the sun. You run before you eat. You eat fast because there is always something else coming. The sergeants don't scream like in the movies. They are worse than that. They are calm. They correct you quietly and make you feel like an insect. You don't speak the language. Half the men around you don't either. There are Brazilians, Ukrainians, Koreans, a former Swiss banker who won't say why he's here. None of that matters. The Legion doesn't care who you were. It only cares what you can carry and how far you can carry it before you fall down. You fall down. You get up. A sergeant watches you get up and says nothing. That's the closest thing to praise you will receive for 4 months. You learn the kepi blanc is not given. It is earned on a march, 70 kilometers through the mountains with a full pack. Men drop out. Some cry. One man sits down on the road and refuses to move, and they leave him there. You finish the march. They put the white kepi on your head, and you feel something you don't have a word for yet. Level 2. Légionnaire. Deuxième classe. Your first posting. You are nothing here too, but now you are a different kind of nothing. The recruits below you are nothing because they haven't proven anything. You are nothing because you've proven just enough to be dangerous and not enough to be trusted. The veterans look through you. Not proven just enough to be dangerous and not enough to be trusted. The veterans look through you. Not at you, through you. You learn faster here than anywhere. You learn that the Legion runs on a specific kind of loyalty that has nothing to do with country or flag. It runs on the man next to you. That's it. That's the entire philosophy compressed into one sentence. The man next to you. You go on your first real exercise. 3 days in the bush with minimal sleep and maximum misery. A corporal dumps your pack on the ground and makes you repack it 4 times because the distribution is wrong. You don't argue. You learn. You start to understand that every pointless-seeming task has a shape to it, a logic underneath. Level 3. Légionnaire Première Classe. You've been here long enough to stop flinching. Your first real deployment. West Africa. The heat is a physical thing, like a hand pressing down on your shoulders every hour of every day. The mission briefing is short, a hand pressing down on your shoulders every hour of every day. The mission briefing is short. You are here to maintain stability in a region where stability left years ago. What that means on the ground is different from what it means in the briefing room. You patrol through villages that look at you with eyes that have seen too many uniforms to feel anything about one more. One night, a vehicle ahead of your patrol hits something in the road. The explosion is close enough that you feel it in your chest before you hear it. Nobody in your unit dies. One man loses hearing in his left ear permanently. You file the report. You go out the next morning. You don't talk about it. That's the rule nobody wrote down but everybody. Level 4. Caporal. They put men under you. 3 of them. One is a Georgian who benches twice your weight and follows orders without question. One is a young Frenchman who joined for reasons that become clearer and more tragic the longer you know him. One is a man from Chile who is the best natural soldier you have ever seen, and who will be dead in 14 months in circumstances you're not allowed to discuss. You are responsible for them now. Not in an administrative way. In the way that means if something happens to them, part of it is on you. You feel the weight of that differently than you expected. It doesn't feel like power. It feels like debt. Level 5. Caporal Chef. You've seen enough now that certain things don't register the way they used to. A firefight in Mali that lasts 11 minutes feels shorter than a traffic jam. You develop the dark humor that every long-service legionnaire carries like a second weapon. You joke about things that would make civilians go pale. It isn't cruelty, it's insulation. You process what happened to the man from Chile in a single conversation with a sergeant who knew him longer than you did. You sit outside the barracks. You drink. You don't cry. You run 15 kilometers the next morning and feel almost normal. Almost. Level 6. Sergeant. Now you are building the machine instead of just running inside it. You stand in front of recruits who look at you exactly the way you once looked at the sergeants who made your life unrecognizable. You see yourself in some of them. The ones who are running from something specific. The ones whose eyes have a particular kind of quiet that means they've already decided they have nothing to lose. You are harder on those ones, not crueler, harder, because you know what happens to men in this life who still believe they have nothing to lose. You correct, you push. You watch a recruit refuse to quit on a march that has already broken 6 other men, and you feel something close to pride, but you don't show it. You add 2 more kilometers. Level 7. Sergeant Chef. The assignments change texture at this level. Less visibility, more consequence. You spend 6 weeks somewhere you're not going to name in a conversation that never officially happened doing work that won't appear on any public record. You are good at this. Disturbingly good. You have a skill set now that most people on Earth don't have and wouldn't want. You operate in the space between what governments admit to and what they actually require. You sleep 4 hours a night for weeks at a time and function at a level that would be alarming if anyone were watching. Nobody is watching. That's the point. Level 8. Adjutant. The politics arrive. You didn't miss them. Senior officers who've never taken fire manage men who've taken nothing else. You navigate it without bitterness because bitterness is expensive and you've learned to travel light. But you feel the friction. A decision gets made above your head that costs a mission 2 weeks of progress and one man a broken collarbone that didn't need to happen. You write the report accurately. You say nothing else. You understand now that institutions protect themselves first, and the truth is a resource to be rationed. Level 9. Adjutant Chef. The cost is visible on you now. Not in the dramatic way, not in nightmares and trembling hands, just in the way you sit in rooms, the way you watch doors, the way you calculate exits before you calculate anything else. You've been in the Legion long enough that the world outside it has become theoretical. You try to explain your life to someone at a dinner in Lyon and watch their face cycle through fascination and discomfort, and finally a kind of relieved distance. You stop explaining. You understand that you exist in a category that most people prefer to know about in the abstract. Level 10. Capitaine. You command an operation in a place that is currently on 3 different international watch lists for 3 different reasons. 42 men. The planning takes 6 weeks. The execution takes 9 hours. One decision you make at hour 4 redirects the entire operation and saves 31 lives and ends 2 others. You will think about those 2 for a long time. Not with guilt exactly, with a specific kind of accounting that never fully balances. You write the after-action report with the same flat precision you've used for every report for 15 years. You close the file, you open the next one. Level 11. The 5th year. The contract ends. France offers you citizenship, a passport, a real name that is yours again if you want it. You sit with the paperwork for 3 days. The life that existed before Castelnaudary is so far away it belongs to someone else. You try to picture an apartment, a regular schedule, problems that don't involve extraction routes or weapons counts or the particular mathematics of keeping men alive in places that want them dead. You can't picture it, not clearly. You sign the re-engagement papers instead. Some men take the passport and disappear into civilian life and are never heard from again. Some stay until they physically cannot. You already know which one you are. You pick up your kepi, you go back to work.